What is something you are pretty sure is going to happen in 2022? I'm losing 75 pounds. It's gonna happen. I'm taking my life back. Edit as a guy who has struggled with weight all their life. Struggled and battled an eating disorder for 11 years. Thank you all for the support and messages. Much love. I've lost 80 and I believe in you completely. Disney will announce another remake of a classic movie which will ultimately be far worse than the original. Bambi, starring Dwayne Johnson as Bambi. I'm fine with that. It's the casting of Kevin Hart as Bambi's mom that bothers me. Dude was made for Thumper. Lil loud guy pulling off faces. Watch one of these be drastically upvoted a month or two later, since they came true. Politics in the US will start ramping up in the summer, since it is an election year. Has it ever slowed down? The last 6 months have been slower. It will be rampant by 4th of July. I won't have to listen to whatever the duck my upstairs neighbor is doing 24/7 because I'm moving, and then I'll be the upstairs neighbor doing weird shit 24/7. Maybe your neighbor are actually you from the future. Reminds me of that Neil Gaiman story about the guy going to heck and slowly turning into his own torturer. Someone will post a "why are you still up" question here. Gonna do this when every time zone has hit 2022. People who haven't gone to the toilet yet, why are you still holding on to last year's shit? I will beat stage 4th cancer. Knocks on wood. I have stage 4 colon cancer, which is now in remission. Keep fighting and stay positive. You're a warrior. Hope you do, pal. Wishing you best of luck. My son lost his fight September 30th at age 13. So glad this Christmas is over. Been so hard without him. Childhood cancer is horrendous. We lost our 8-month-old recently to a very aggressive cancer and Christmas broke me. Best wishes to you and your family as you navigate each difficult moment. 22 will occur. It's even on a Tuesday. That day will be my niece's 2nd birthday and her parents are planning a tutu themed party where all the guests wear tutus. RIP Desmond Tutu. Too soon. Kim Jong-un is gonna die and come back to life again. Sounds like the plot of the next Kung Fury. We're learning the rest of the Greek alphabet. If you lived in Florida in the past during hurricane season, you already got a beginner's course in the Greek alphabet. CRISPR will cure something huge. Netflix will cancel a series too soon. Still pissed about the cancellation of I'm Not Okay With This. Duck dude, that was such a cool series too. After a grueling 12 months of hard work, Georgia R. Martin will type up another 3 pages of Winds of Winter. After a grueling 12 months of hard work, Georgia R. Martin will type up the title of Dream of Spring. That's the thing that gets me. None of us expect to see Winds of Winter, but if some miracle he gets it done, there's a whole other book still left. We might see Winds of Winter. We will never see Dream of Spring. Apparently there's rumors he'll need another book after Dream of Spring to wrap things up. Imagine expanding your lore so that you can't catch up yourself. Winds of Winter will not be finished. If he hired someone else to finish the series, would you still want to read it? Maybe he'll hire Patrick Rothfuss. Then whether or not you'd read it remains a non-issue. My mom, being cancer free, been on chemo for 8 weeks. Has another 8 weeks. Then surgery. Then radiation. Tumor had already shrunk by 50% or so. Outlook is very good. Duck cancer. Duck cancer. Your mom kicks ass. Best wishes. Going to get some sweet photos from the James Webb Space Telescope. I do not remember the Hubble Deep Field Link photo coming out. Being too young and all. Yet, over time I came across it a couple of times. Then I took a course on extragalactic astrophysics and cosmology, with my professor throwing that picture at us on the very first slide of the very first lesson. By then, I had just studied enough physics to comprehend the scale of what we were looking at. When measuring apparent separations in the night sky, we use angles, which is appropriate since we are so far away from the objects. This measure does not change from sea level to the top of Mount Everest. For faraway stars, it would likely not change if we were to measure them on the moon or even Mars. In observational astronomy, we use the width of our pinky finger to cover roughly 1 degree of the night sky. Degrees are generally divided into arc minutes, as 1 degree is 60 arc minutes wide. The deep field photo is roughly a square of side of 2.6 arc minutes. Take a ruler and measure the width of your pinky finger, roughly 1 centimeter. Now divide that by 30. That is the width of the picture if you were looking at it with the naked eye. In that tiny section, which your naked eye can barely resolve, there lie 3,000 objects. Most of them are galaxies. Think that our galaxy has an estimated 100 billion stars. Most galaxies count stars in the order of billions too. In that barely perceptible section of the night sky, there are likely trillions of stars. It is estimated that the observable universe has about 200 billion trillion stars. What does mouthwash have to do with that? You use about 2 cl of mouthwash to rinse your mouth. If you were to use that quantity of water, you would have about as many molecules of water in your mouth as there are stars in the observable universe. Hubble was on low orbit. JW will be 4 times farther out than the moon. It will look at objects in the infrared region, which normally clears out most cosmic dust from pictures. If you thought the picture of the black hole of Messier 87 was exciting, get ready for a new generation of pictures your wildest dreams could not even begin to fathom. The craziest part of all of this, taking into account how small that photo is, and just how much stuff is crammed into it, then realizing that space is mostly empty, just to give a further sense of scale. All of that, stars, galaxies, planets, comets, asteroids, and who knows what else visible and not in that photo. And it is still mostly vast empty space. You can't see that in a 2D plane. If I recall as well, the area of sky they selected for deep field image was the dimmest spot that they could find and was considered to be the most empty. Burma will be liberated from the brutal regime and I no longer have to risk death every time I go outside. I pray for your evolution to succeed. I saw a bit of the Queen's Christmas message yesterday and suddenly she is looking gaunt, thin and greatly worn out. Obviously she's very old as it is. But I then started looking at previous year's videos and she really appears quite ill to me. I'm also reminded of those cases where a couple married for an extreme length of time tend to die within a short period of each other, like Bush Senior Barbara Bush. So that's my prediction for 2022. I don't really care about the British royal family, but it will undeniably be a momentous world event when the Queen does pass. Queen Elizabeth's mother lived till 101. With those genes and modern medicine, it isn't inconceivable that she'd go on for even longer. I believe at this point she's holding on just to save us from King Charles. I always thought she'd outlive Charles, just for spite. Camilla could kick rocks, King William would rule for 50 years. That's what me and my mum have said for years now. She doesn't trust Charlie with the role, and if it wasn't for his past she would have probably given up the throne around 20 years ago. It's getting to the point, well past the point to be accurate, that Charlie is having to step back from certain duties due to age as he just can't do them. He wants the role though he's desperate for it. Experting Image were making jokes about how desperate he was back in the 80s. It's not this. Queen Elizabeth has always seen her role as a solemn, God-given duty. She saw what abdication did to her country when she was a girl. Even though her leaving early wouldn't be the same, she deeply believes this is a lifelong commitment. Someone's going to accidentally write 2021 as the date on their homework. That won't happen to me, because I'm not in school anymore. Instead I'll write 2021 on an important document for work. Hey, even better, I'm a teacher, so I'll check off both those boxes. Woohoo. Avatar 2 will get delayed again. The Blue People one that was supposed to come out in 2014-ish. James Cameron just needs a few more months for nipple shots. The detail on the areola is going to be so high you're going to feel like you're being poked in the eye the entire film. It's going to be in 9D. When the Blue People get a hair boner, you get one too. Ima, get my shit together. We enjoy seeing it. Football fans to increasingly forget disregard all the controversies around the World Cup being held in Qatar as it edges closer. Someone's gonna finally bloody hatch that dinosaur egg and bring back Jurassic Age. More COVID, more weird weather, The beginning of 2024 election conversations, it's pretty much already happening. Oh boy, would I love to be an American for once. French here. 2022 is our elections. Send me booze and I'll send some back in 2024. Let's get drunk together. Brazilian elections here. I don't have any hope for 2022. It's gonna be an even bigger shit show. 6 months from now, James Webb will be doing actual work it is meant for. Something will happen, and a Redditor will comment how it's just like Black Mirror. Edit: I've never seen the show, but a few days ago I decided to comment on random stuff that it was just like Black Mirror just to see what happens. I got downvoted sometimes, but I also got an award or something. It's extra funny now. I will be cancer free, post chemo, and this shit won't come back. I have a 2-year-old daughter and the thought of not being here for her is agonizing. It isn't an option. I need to be here for her. Edit. Thanks to everyone for their words of encouragement. It's a hard road, but I will get to the end healthy and cancer free. 2022 is my year. Hey there. I lost my mom at the age of 3 to cancer. Word of advice: write your daughter some letters. Make videos. Make future birthday cards, etc. You never know what could happen, and she will appreciate your words than you could ever know. Wishing you all the best in your journey to being cancer free. My husband is dead. I'll go through our first New Year's Day, Valentine's Day, anniversary, and kids' birthdays without him here. I will get used to sleeping alone. I will stop having nightmares about saving him, only to wake up and find it's not true. I will see our daughter graduate high school. I will applaud and tell her how proud he is. I will have to move out of the home my kids grew up in, because my mother-in-law's name is on the deed and she ducking hates me. I will pretend to have the strength I need to make it through the year. I will try very hard not to kill myself, because several people still rely on me. Fellow widow, emergency room here. It does suck. It's not fair. Even breathing seems like a challenge. Every bump, every pothole you graze will knock you off course and make you want to give up. Your husband should still be with you, but it does get easier. You learn to deal with the bumps. You will laugh again, honest. You'll get through New Year's Day, the birthdays and all the other firsts you're going to encounter. I know this because I know lots of other widow emergency rooms who have been down this road. They're still on that journey. They hit potholes, but they've learned how to cope with them. They survived the firsts, just like you will. Don't be afraid to seek help from your doctor, from mental health charities. Look out for charities that focus on supporting widows. Certainly the UK has them. They will 100% get it and understand what you're going through, because they've been there themselves. I'm going to finish spinning this alpaca wool I bought and knitted into a sweater for my husband. On February 2nd the calendar will read 2/2/22. It will be the ultimate Taco Tuesday. We cannot waste this opportunity. We have the technology. Edit: it's actually 2/22/22, which means we have more time to prepare. I know what isn't. Spaceballs 2: the search for more money. I'm more partial to Spaceballs 3: the search for Spaceballs 2. I'm really hoping to finish my statistics degree. I love stats, but advanced engineering mathematics course I'm doing at the moment is so dry and quite a challenge. I can do it. I'll finally become a doctor. I'm pretty sure I'll make it to 1 year of sobriety. I posted this for myself. I didn't think anyone would see it. I didn't look at my phone for a while after posting until just now. The overwhelming support has absolutely brought me to tears. Thank you. It means more to me than I thought it could. This is one I think I'll look at when things get hard. Thank you. I think you will too. I wanna speak good things into existence. COVID-19 will become very much so more manageable and all cases will be very low. God, do I hope so. Emergency room worker here. Please just let this end. All power to you. The newly launched James Webb Telescope will discover an alien destructor fleet on its way to wipe us out. They don't want our resources. They've been monitoring our entertainment broadcasts for years and just want it to stop. You mean they want more of single female lawyer? Right. The Omicrons are already here. Why does Ross, the largest of the Friends, simply not eat the other 5? Weed is gonna be legalized in Germany. Better get my driver's license back until then. I won't be single. If I say it, maybe it'll manifest. American politics will continue descending into complete madness. Valve will not count to 3. I will be disappointed with 90% of humanity. Yeah, me too, just like this last year. Maybe 99% actually. Pretty sure the Queen is going to cock it. David Attenborough is close too. He's like 1 month older than the Queen. It's weird too because I know no one else in the same job as him. And even though he's old as duck, he's still producing content in the center of that world. Whereas a lot of old people are more they were famous 20 years ago. Gloomy Redditors will try to outdo one another by glorifying depression and apathy. Apathy is death. Worse than death, because at least a rotting corpse feeds the beasts and insects. Yet another variant.